Hello everyone, this is Fides Television live on Fides Media. Welcome to another episode of News Flash. I am Dennis Joy, your anchor. Stay connected as I bring to you exclusive news updates on the current happenings featured in the Fides newspaper. We will be right back after the short break. It's a pleasure to have you back on News Flash. Thanks for staying with us. Now let's have the top stories for this week. Follow Babangida's example. Apologize to Ndigbo. Ume tells go on. This story further reads, following the admission of former military head of state, General Ibrahim Babangida, that the 1966 coup was not orchestrated by the Igbos, but by a mixture of army officers from across the country, the senator representing Anambra Central Senatorial District, Victor Ume, has called on Babangida's counterparts and also former military head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, to apologize to the Igbo people and provide a detailed account of his role in the Nigerian civil war and the events leading up to it. This story is continued on page 2 of the Fides newspaper. And on page 10, Pope Francis' condition upgraded slightly, no longer critical. Let's look further into the story. Pope Francis has shown further slight improvements in his battle with double pneumonia, and earlier concerns over possible kidney failure has been resolved. According to a Vatican statement released at 6:30 p.m. local time on Wednesday, February 26th, blood tests on the 88-year-old Pope also showed continued improvement. Details of the story can be found on page 8 of the Fides newspaper. New Anambra Commissioner of Police moves to end Monday sit-home, intensify surveillance patrol. Also, police explains how two suspected kidnappers of Anambra lawmaker escaped. These two stories and more can be found on page 5 of the Fides newspaper. Now let's move over to page 8 and 9. Bishop Ezekiel Okafor preaches compassion in Nogu, confirms 273 young Catholics. The Catholic Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Dr. Paulinus Chukwuemeka Ezekiel Okafor, has charged the people of Nogu in Dunukofia local government area, Anambra State, to always show compassion and love to all, particularly their enemies, for a peaceful society. The Catholic bishop gave the charge while delivering a homily in a holy mass during his episcopal visit at St. Michael Catholic Parish, Nogu, on Sunday, 23rd February 2025. Another top story found on the front page of the Fides newspaper this week reads, Anambra 2025 and the clamor for denominational zoning. This story can be found on page 14 of the Fides newspaper. COOU holds 26th matriculation ceremony, Silver Jubilee. Chukwuemeka Odumego Ojukwu University on Saturday, 22nd February, held its 26th matriculation ceremony at Igbariam and Uli campuses of the university. The event also witnessed the marking of the special 25-year Silver Jubilee anniversary of the university, as well as the presence of enthusiastic fresh students of the institution, parents, friends, and well-wishers. Meanwhile, students rallied support for Soludo's second term. Students in Anambra State under the Solution Students Movement of Nigeria are urging Governor Chukwuma Soludo to seek re-election, citing his achievements in education, infrastructural development, and security. These two stories and more can be found on page 4 of the Fides newspaper. And on page 12, Anambra 2025 November polls, don't sell your votes, Venerable Dr. Ima Upeke warns. And on that same page, banning of idolatry in Anambra, church and society will thank Soludo in future, Nwokolo. Bishop Owen Nwokolo of the Anglican Diocese on the Niger, Anambra State, has given unquantifiable kudos to the governor of the state, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, for his words fearlessly and fiercely banishing agents of darkness in the state. According to the bishop, posterity will ever remember the governor for his determination to wipe evil in the state. Let's see what we have on the editorial segment for this week. IBB and the 59-year-old suppressed truth. The recent launch of a book by a former head of state of Nigeria, Ibrahim Babangida, has left a trail of reactions across the country, owing to two major admissions made by the author, Babangida. The first was about the true winner of the June 12, 1993 presidential election, which was annulled midway through the announcement of the results. Babangida finally said the election was won by the late Moshood Kashimawo Abiola. The second revelation was Babangida's admission that the January 1966 coup was not an Igbo coup, as generally believed in many quarters. These two revelations had since set tongues waggling, but we shall dwell on the one about the coup as it concerns us, the people of the Southeast here. Details of our editorial this week can be found on page 3 of the Fides newspaper. And that brings us to the end of this week's episode of Newsflash. Many thanks to our valued viewers for tuning in. For more information on recent happenings, please do well to follow us on all our social media handles as displayed on your screen. Also, ensure to get a copy of the Fides newspaper this week to stay informed. I remain your anchor on Newsflash, Dennis Joy. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of the evening.